Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Sonny Winters. I'm back at you with another edition of On the Run with Son. We talk about guns, survival, survival of the mind, survival of the body, survival in situations. Thanks for tapping in. All right, so just now seeing that Florida, if you haven't been paying attention with the gun laws going on in the 2A community, Second Amendment, Florida Governor DeSantis and the whole, they just made it so that you can conceal carry without a permit in Florida. They just made it so that you can purchase in Florida. They're about to make it so that soon it'll be open carry in Florida. A lot of people jumping for joy. A lot of people sound kind of panicky about it. Let me kind of break down my commentary on what I think this means and where I think this is going, right? Because North Carolina did the same thing. They took away the need for the permit. So you don't have to have a permit now to buy a pistol in North Carolina. People jump for joy. It's like, oh, wow, you don't need a permit no more to buy. You still have to show, there's still going to be a check. So that means that the county or the sheriff's department now won't be taking care of that, but you still got to go show your ID. They're not going to just be, it's not going to just be raining guns from the sky. People that aren't legal to have guns still can't go the legal route to get guns. So that doesn't infringe on, I don't think, anybody, maybe the overtime that the people get down at the county. But what my concern is, what I think it really infringes upon is the mind state of people. Because I'm not understanding why people jump for joy when they hear they don't have to take a class to carry a gun anymore. As somebody that's, sat in front of a few classes for firearm safety, for firearm instruction, I see that people need it. You know what I'm saying? There's been times where I've seen in class situations where it's been guys, I'm a veteran, I used to be in the Army in 1982, and then they get in there and they pointing their pistol in unsafe directions on the range. You got to ask them to walk off the range. So I think education and instruction is important for everything. Like you shouldn't be out on a boat if you haven't taken a boating safety course. You shouldn't be operating a scooter if you haven't had some sort of safety something for yourself and for others. So the people that jump for joy for that is weird to me, because while I want everybody constitutionally and legally that can have a firearm to have one, it's bugged out to me that how people look at just a simple course or something like that. Because at the end of the day, you still need a concealed weapons permit to carry concealed in North Carolina. So they're just taking away the fact that you have to go and pay $5 online for them to do the background check and give you permission to buy, which I get. As your constitutional right, you shouldn't need permission to buy. And all my gun people, they know this. They know really what it's hitting for. They know that it's really them just shifting they don't want to do the work no more. And technically with the county where I live, they kind of suck at it anyway, because it took me about 3 months to get my permit back, my concealed permit back. So that's a whole nother story though. So you still got to go through that process. And without my concealed carry permit, I can't carry in the 30-something states that I'm illegally can carry in now. So why wouldn't I want my concealed permit? Why wouldn't I want to protect my family to the best of my ability? So you're still going to need the course at the end of the day. Now, as for Florida goes, like Florida's a whole other situation, right? We can break this down a little differently. Florida was a permit state. You had to have an 8-hour course. I don't think they had it in play. We needed a permit to buy. I think you had to get the same NICS system. It's called NICS, if I'm not mistaken, where you do the federal background check at the store, right? So that's kind of how they're going to be doing in North Carolina now, right? But in Florida, where, in North Carolina, what I'm saying is you go to the store with your ID, proper identification, proper credentials, and then they run the check. It could take a couple of hours to a couple of days. But you don't have to do the same mental check, I don't think, on that level to purchase. You will have to do the mental check, however, on the concealment part in North Carolina. But back to Florida. So now Florida is taking away the concealment part. You don't need that to conceal. You don't need that to conceal. You don't need a permit now to conceal. You can put it in your glove compartment. Remember, anything concealed is in the glove compartment. If you had firearm in Florida prior to that, I remember from having firearms in Miami. You can't have it in your glove compartment. You can have it in your home. You can have it to and from the range without a permit and without being a felon. Okay? Now they're taking that factor away, which means it makes it legal for you to keep it in your glove compartment. So now you got it in your, I'm out here with my dog. That's why you keep seeing me looking down, because he be wild. His nose always to the ground. So, as it should. So now you can put it in your glove compartment. You can conceal it without the permit. To me, back to my point I was saying earlier, the point of the permit, just like a permit with a car, just like a permit to drive tractor trailers, just like a permit to build a house. The permit signifies that you took the certain necessary local governmental and federal steps of safety to ensure that this house or this truck will be operated in a safely manner. Same thing goes with a firearm, okay? I mean, once people have it, you can't really dictate how people pull the trigger or what the situations they get themselves in. But people knowing and having a knowledge of the law helps. It helps leaps and bounds. You know, I knew a lot about guns growing up, but it wasn't until I knew and understood the law inside out with guns that I realized and felt a lot more comfortable. I know me and enlightening people about gun laws and stuff like that, it makes people feel a lot of times a little more, you feel a little different about having a gun, owning a gun, possessing a gun. So I think that the actual permit course is necessary. I think that, you know, instruction with anything, you got an excavator, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need some type of instructions with the excavator. Like, I don't care, you bought a sewing machine, like, it don't matter. You need some type of formal something other than the instruction booklet that comes with it that lets you know that this thing will do bodily, you know, cause you bodily harm. I mean, let's get to some other factors in Florida. Everybody just jumps for joy, which is cool. Jump for joy. It's a big thing for the 2A community, so I get it. But it doesn't take away the fact that we need to be responsible gun owners. I'm gonna give you those reasons at the end of this video. So now, in Florida, they got the medical marijuana situation going. You go ahead and get caught with that firearm and that marijuana without having the proper credentials and the proper, I think they call it the MJJ card or whatever they call it down there, MMJ or whatever they call it. Without having that proper card, you might put yourself in a felonious situation. You know what I'm saying? You might be throwing rocks at the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? And I think for me, for the community and the demographic that's actually jumping for joy about the situation, I think is the demographic that has the least, or not to say the least amount of knowledge, but aren't doing the jump for joy for the right reasons. Let me say that. Because, you know, anybody that knows guns know that safety comes first. You know, anybody that knows guns that, you know, guns don't kill people. Idiots with guns kill people. Those that know guns know that guns don't jump off the shelves and triggers don't pull themselves. But people do. So I think it's important to look at these things. One thing I was thinking though, when all this, when they take away all this permit stuff and they taking away concealed weapon stuff, one difference I want to put on the table that a lot of people don't think about, but you know, my gun people probably know already. North Carolina is you have a duty to inform, which means by state laws that says if I get stopped right now, the police come, you know, I gotta let them know, hey, I got a firearm on me. Before we proceed, I got a firearm on me. I keep my firearm at, you know, such and such position. How would you like me to proceed? And they'll let me know, oh, okay, you know, Mr. Winters, you know, if you could, you know, reach for your ID and blah, 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 blah. Do you have your permit on you? Yes, sir, I do. They'll usually come, you know, it's usually gentlemen, you got your firearm on you. Turns into the cowboy days, people. If you don't know, I'm letting you know. Respect is different. It's always different when the rabbit got the gun, you heard? So it's always, hey, Mr. Winters, it's this, hey, if you don't mind, sir. It's always that type of lingo. Usually it's just, how you doing, officer? You know what I'm saying? Why'd you pull me over today? Oh, you know, Mr. Winters, you were speeding back there. We saw you speeding right there. Okay, no problem. Here's my ID, blah, 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 blah. I got a firearm on me. Me personally, I'm usually proactive with it But the reason why I bring it up though is because I look at a lot of cop audit videos where cops ask people for ID. And they just ask you for ID, and that's illegal. That's unconstitutional unless you have probable cause. But in a situation like North Carolina, in a situation with, with me, in a situation with people in my state and other states like this with a duty to inform, I have to comply with ID off the rip. See what I'm saying? I gotta comply with ID off the rip. Now, having to comply to me off the rip is bothersome. That infringes on another part of the Constitution that I find to be very important as well. So, to me, this is my opinion, that should be something that we should be looking to get rid of, is that, the duty to inform. That's the reason why I got the concealed weapons permit. Why do I got to inform you now? See, Florida doesn't have the duty to inform. So you get pulled over, you got your firearm on you, you can handle your ticket, you never have to let them know that you got the firearm on you. Now, on top of that, to compound that, you don't have to let them know that you have it, and you never even took a course with it. So would they even know this? You see how the law can be kind of helpful along your journey? I mean, it helps in more than one way. Like, makes you comfortable, makes those comfortable around you. When I say those around you, I'm definitely talking about like as far as law enforcement goes, but this should be interesting how this plays out. This should be, I know the whiny liberal side of things are, they're gonna lose their minds, but I don't think this is the time to lose the mind over it. I think these are things that needed to be done. I think that we have more to go with this. Guns definitely don't kill people. Idiots with guns kill people. So I kind of just wanted to make a quick video on this. Definitely want people to stay safe still. You know what I'm saying? Stay aware. Still pay attention to the law. Don't go out there and just buy something and that you don't know how to use and operate. And still get familiar with the laws in your state, because it'll be very helpful for you in the end if you ever have to use that firearm. Because even in a situation like Florida, you go ahead and you back out a hammer that you got on you, you had weed on you or this on you or that on you, and you up it with somebody that actually has a permit, and that gets weighed out in the court of law, things might get a little crazy for you. So, I don't know. I just wanted to give my little 2-minute, 2 cents food for thought. Sunny Winters, on the run with Sun. I appreciate you for tapping in. It's the Sunny Winters experience. Leave your thoughts in your comments below. Let me know what you feel about these laws. Let me know about the laws in your state. Let me know about what you're doing about them. A lot of people got a lot of stuff to say about everything, but nobody's there with these legislative meetings. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody's pushing. Nobody's lobbying. But let me know what you're doing in your state, too. That's for those who got a lot to say. All right, for everybody else, man, stay safe, stay dangerous, stay alert. Peace.